Welcome back. Today, we're taking a closer look at the Australian 20-cent coin, a staple of everyday change that holds some hidden treasures. From rare commemorative designs to valuable errors like the famous double-head coin, some of these 20-cent pieces are worth serious money. Let's uncover which ones could be hiding in your pocket right now. The 1985 Australia 20-cent coin is a circulating coin from the decimal currency system adopted by Australia in 1966. This particular coin, minted in 1985, features the standard reverse design created by Stuart Devlin, who was the official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen. On the reverse side of the coin, a platypus is depicted swimming gracefully through rippling water. The design is both dynamic and iconic, capturing the essence of one of Australia's unique native animals. The numeral 20 is prominently displayed, integrated smoothly into the swirling water motif, giving the coin its distinct visual identity. On the obverse of the 1985 20-cent coin is the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maglove. In this effigy, the Queen is shown wearing the George IV state diadem, and her depiction is more idealized and regal compared to earlier portraits. The inscription around the portrait reads Elizabeth to Australia 1985, clearly identifying the monarch, issuing country, and year of minting. This portrait was used on Australian coins from 1985 through 1998 and is a familiar image to many who handled coins during this period. The coin is made of cupronickel 75% copper, 25% nickel, giving it a silvery appearance and durability suitable for long-term circulation. In circulated condition, as mentioned, the coin likely exhibits signs of wear typical for its age. These might include softening of the finer details in the Queen's hair and the rippling lines around the platypus, small nicks or scratches from handling, and a general dulling of the metal's original sheen. While this doesn't reduce the coin's utility or recognizability, it does place it outside the collector grade of uncirculated or proof condition. From a numismatic perspective, the 1985 20-cent coin does not carry a significant premium in circulated condition due to its relatively high mintage. However, it still holds interest for collectors who are assembling year-by-year collections of Australian decimal coins, or those who appreciate the artistry of Devlin's wildlife-themed designs. The coin is part of a series that has become emblematic of Australia's approach to combining national identity with practical currency design. While the 1985 coin itself isn't especially rare, it represents a stable period in Australian minting history, a time when the Royal Australian Mint was producing high-quality coinage for both domestic use and international circulation. The 20-cent denomination remains in use today, although coin usage overall has declined with the rise of electronic payments. Still, coins like this continue to be a nostalgic and educational artifact, showcasing Australia's cultural and monetary history in the late 20th century. Overall, the 1985 Australian 20-cent coin in circulated condition remains a fine example of everyday currency that bridges artistic expression, national pride, and practical use. Its robust construction, appealing design, and symbolic imagery ensure that it retains a quiet dignity. Even after decades of use, the 2002 Australia 20-cent coin is a well-crafted piece of modern Australian currency. It follows the standard design used for this denomination since its introduction in 1966, featuring the graceful platypus on the reverse side, a design created by the renowned artist Stuart Devlin. The platypus, an iconic and uniquely Australian mammal, is shown swimming through flowing water, with the number 20 partially overlapping the image. The composition of this design gives the illusion of movement and water's natural flow, making it one of the more dynamic and visually appealing coins in Australia's decimal series. On the obverse side, the coin displays the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait was introduced in 1999 and has been widely praised for its realism and maturity compared to previous portraits. The Queen is shown facing right, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around the portrait is the inscription, Elizabeth to Australia, 2002. The rank broadly portrait replaced the previous one by Raphael Magloff and remained in use for many years on Australian coins. It represents a modern and respectful portrayal of the monarch, reflecting both continuity and a refined sense of realism in coin design. The 2000 to 20 cent coin is struck in cupronickel, an alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This composition gives the coin its silver appearance and durability, making it resistant to corrosion and able to withstand the rigors of daily use. In good condition, as stated, the coin would retain most of its original detail, including clear features on both the platypus and Queen Elizabeth II's effigy. The edges would be well defined, and any surface wear would be minimal. A coin in this condition is pleasing to the eye and suitable for collectors who value coins that have seen circulation but have been well preserved. The year 2000 did not feature any commemorative version of the 20-cent coin, so the standard platypus reverse was issued for circulation. This makes the coin part of the regular decimal currency series, and while not rare, it is still collected by those completing full-year sets or interested in coins from the early 2000s, as with most circulating Australian coins. The Royal Australian Mint produced this piece in large quantities, ensuring it was widely available across the country, despite its ubiquity. The 2000 to 20 cent coin holds both historical and cultural significance. It reflects a period of stability. In Australian minting and currency design, coins such as this one are often overlooked in day-to-day life, yet they carry the weight of national identity representing the monarchy, the country's unique wildlife, and the continuity of Australia's decimal coinage tradition. For collectors, casual and serious alike, coins like the 2000 to 20 cent piece offer a tangible connection to Australia's economy, artistry, and history. In recent years, as cash transactions have become less frequent and more people shift to digital payments, physical coins are becoming less central to everyday commerce. This shift adds another layer of interest and potential future value to coins like the 2000 to 20 cent piece. Though not rare now, well-preserved examples may gain attention in the years to come as older coinage becomes harder to find in everyday circulation. In summary, the 2002 Australian 20-cent coin in good condition is a fine representation of modern Australian coinage. It combines artistic design, durability, and national symbolism, making it a meaningful and attractive piece for any collection. Its preservation in good condition ensures that both its visual appeal and historical context are well maintained, giving it lasting value beyond its face denomination. The 2001 Australia 20-cent coin in good condition remains a strong example of modern Australian currency, combining practical design with national symbolism. Minted by the Royal Australian Mint, this coin features the standard reverse image of the platypus, a uniquely Australian animal known for its distinct appearance and aquatic behavior. The design, created by Stuart Devlin, has been a staple of Australian 20-cent coins since decimalization in 1966. It shows the platypus in motion, gliding through water, with stylized ripples that lend a sense of fluidity and grace to the coin. The numeral 20 is positioned prominently in the right half of the reverse, integrated neatly into the water design. On the obverse side of the 2001 coin is the third official portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This effigy, introduced in 1999, shows a more mature and lifelike representation of the Queen, facing right and wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The inscription encircling the portrait reads, Elizabeth to Australia 2001. Rank Broadley's portrayal replaced the earlier design by Raphael Magloff and was praised for its dignity and accuracy. Its introduction marked a shift towards realism in coinage portraiture. The coin is made from cupronickel to 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silvery sheen and durable quality that allows it to withstand years of circulation without excessive wear. In good condition, as described, the coin would retain much of its original detail and clarity. The Queen's facial features, tiara, and the details of the platypus would remain sharp, though there might be slight softening of the finer lines from moderate handling. The rim would still be well defined, and no major scratches, corrosion, or discoloration would be present. A good condition coin such as this one is a solid collector's piece, particularly for those assembling a full year-by-year set or focusing on the early 2000s. The year 2001 is significant in Australian history as it marked the centenary of Federation, the 100th anniversary of the unification of Australia's colonies into a single nation. However, for the 20-cent denomination, no special commemorative version was released into general circulation that year, unlike the 1 and 50-cent coins, which had dedicated Federation-themed issues. Therefore, the 2001 20-cent coin uses the standard platypus reverse design and was minted in standard volumes for circulation, while the 2001 20-cent coin is not considered rare. Its clean and preserved state in good condition makes it desirable for collectors looking to maintain a high-quality decimal coin collection. It also serves as a piece of everyday history, a coin that reflects the broader trends of the time in design, minting technology, and Australia's continued recognition of both its monarchy and its unique environment. Coins like this one are increasingly appreciated not just for their monetary value, but for their symbolic and historical relevance. They serve as physical records of a time when cash was still king, and coin designs were deeply integrated into daily life. Though often overlooked in routine transactions, these coins carry stories of national identity, economic transitions, and artistic choices, and in the case of the 2001 20-cent piece, a subtle nod to the beginning of a new century for Australia. Collectors may also find value in examining coins like the 2001 20-cent piece for minting anomalies, alignment, errors, or striking defects, which can sometimes add unexpected numismatic interest. While the average example in circulated or good condition may only carry face value or slightly more in resale markets, high-grade or uncirculated pieces can command a premium among dedicated collectors. In conclusion, the 2001 Australia 20-1 coin in good condition is a sturdy and meaningful part of the nation's coinage history. With its iconic platypus design, durable cupronickel composition, and connection to the early 21st century, it represents both everyday utility and enduring national character. Its continued circulation and recognition make it a valued part of any Australian decimal coin collection. The 1976 Australia 20-cent coin, showing signs of circulation and some dust accumulation, is a classic piece of Australian decimal currency with both functional and numismatic interest. This coin was minted a decade after Australia transitioned from the pound system to decimal currency in 1966. As such, it represents a generation of coins that have served in active use for over 40 years, reflecting the durability and endurance of Australian coinage design. Struck in cupronickel, an alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, the coin has a silvery appearance and is known for its resistance to wear and corrosion. Although coins that have circulated for decades, like this one from 1976, often show natural signs of age, in this case, some dust and circulated likely refers to typical surface dullness, minor grime buildup in the relief areas, and expected wear from frequent handling and commerce. The obverse of the coin features the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machen. This effigy was used from 1966 until 1984 and shows a younger queen facing right, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around the portrait is the inscription, Elizabeth to Australia 1976. The portrait is elegant, though. Coins that have been circulated may show softening of the finer details. For instance, the queen's hair or the features of the tiara may not be as sharply defined as on uncirculated specimens. The reverse of the 1976 20-cent coin features the iconic platypus designed by Stuart Devlin, Australia's official gold and silversmith. At the time, this design is one of the most recognizable in Australian coinage history. The platypus, an emblematic Australian mammal known for its duck-like bill and aquatic lifestyle, is shown swimming, surrounded by stylized ripples of water. The large numeral 20 appears prominently to the right of the platypus. Devlin's work captures both motion and detail in a relatively small space, and it's one of the reasons this design has endured for decades. In circulated condition with some dust present, this 1976 coin would still have all its features visible, although the surfaces may appear dulled or slightly dirty. There may be small scratches or contact marks from handling and use, particularly around the high points of the design, such as the queen's cheek or the raised curves of the platypus's body. The dust might settle into the crevices of the lettering or around the rim, but can generally be cleaned gently if done properly by experienced handlers, though collectors often prefer coins to remain in their natural state to preserve authenticity. While the 1976 20-cent coin is not rare, its historical value and sturdy design make it a worthy piece in any collection, especially for those documenting Australia's decimal evolution or collecting by year. The coin was minted in large numbers, so it is commonly found in circulation, but finding one in better than average condition or with minimal toning and scratches can be of added interest for numismatists. As with many coins from the 1970s, minor minting variations or die wear might appear, though such varieties are generally of modest collectible value unless they present clear and uncommon errors. No major mint errors or notable varieties are associated with the 1976 20-cent coin, though collectors may still value pieces with strong strikes or unusually well-preserved surfaces. In summary, the 1976 Australia 20-cent coin, even in a circulated condition with some dust, remains a resilient and recognizable piece of the country's modern currency history. It embodies the craftsmanship of Stuart Devlin, the era of Arnold Machin's regal effigy, and the practical utility of cupronickel coinage that has stood the test of time. While not particularly valuable in monetary terms, it holds lasting significance as part of Australia's decimal legacy that is an essential part of any comprehensive Australian coin collection. The 2010 Australia 20-cent coin in good condition is a modern example of Australian decimal currency that continues a long-standing and iconic design tradition. Issued by the Royal Australian Mint, this coin is struck in cupronickel, composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silver-gray appearance with a metallic luster that can remain attractive when well preserved. As is the case with coins in good condition, the obverse features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait, introduced in 1999, was used on Australian coins until 2018. It presents a more mature and realistic likeness of the Queen compared to previous versions, showing her wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 2010. In good condition, the Queen's facial features, hair, and tiara details should be clearly defined, with minimal wear on the high points, and only light contact marks, if any, on the reverse. The coin retains the classic design by Stuart Devlin, featuring the platypus, a unique, semi-aquatic mammal native to Australia. The platypus is shown gliding through stylized water ripples, which adds a sense of motion and fluidity to the design. The large numeral 20 appears prominently to the right of the platypus. This reverse has remained virtually unchanged since decimalization in 1966, a testament to the enduring popularity and effectiveness of Devlin's work. In good condition, the intricate curves of the water, the animal's body texture, and the overall design should appear crisp, with some original mint luster potentially still visible depending on storage and handling. Coins from 2010 were not produced in extremely high numbers compared to some earlier years, but they remain readily available in circulation. The total mintage of 2010 20-cent coins is modest relative to the more commonly struck years, which adds some interest for year collectors and those building complete decimal year sets. However, it's not considered rare or scarce in the numismatic market. In terms of dimensions, the coin measures 28.5 millimeters in diameter, weighs 11.3 grams, and has a milled edge. These specifications have been consistent since 1966 and are part of what makes the coin instantly recognizable both in hand and in collection trays. Because this 2010 coin is described as being in good condition, it likely shows light wear from circulation but retains its detailed features and clear legends. The surfaces may exhibit minor scratches or faint toning, typical for coins that have seen limited use but have been handled with some care. Any black spots, discoloration, or corrosion would move it to a lower grade, but none are noted in this description, which supports a grade of good in casual terms, though in numismatic grading, this might translate more closely to very fine or extremely fine. Collectors may look for die variations, rotation errors, or other minting anomalies. But the 2010 20-cent coin is not known for any major errors or varieties. Still, as with all coinage, each piece has the potential to reveal unique minor variations upon close inspection, which can interest dedicated numismatists. Overall, the 2010 Australia 20-cent coin in good condition reflects the continued evolution of Australia's coinage under Queen Elizabeth II, showcasing classic designs and maintaining consistency in both materials and aesthetic. While not rare or especially valuable in monetary terms, it holds a place in contemporary Australian coin history. It is a solid representative of circulating currency from the early 21st century. It would be an appreciated addition for collectors focused on completing year sets, studying modern mint techniques, or preserving everyday currency that captures a moment in time.